Countdown. We will all be in Foxborough for the Patriots and Colts. Tom, what's your
my thing?
What's your afro, man? Happy Halloween, everybody.
We're going.
On Halloween night in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, the Ravens and the Steelers about ready to do battle on Monday Night Football on ESPN.
The big game tonight. No trick or treat on this Halloween night. The Ravens and Steelers in a heavyweight fight. The fans are up for the ride of their life. They're coming off the line for a showdown tonight. Hit it! Come on and hit it! Come on and get ready! Are you ready for some football? A Monday night party! Al and John have the key. Let's get this baby started. Better buckle up. Super Bowl 40's in sight. We're here for Monday night.
And welcome to Monday Night Football on ESPN. The Baltimore Ravens coming in with their 2-4 record to take on the 4-2 Pittsburgh Steelers in an NFC North division battle. Well, the Steelers want to run the football. They'll do that with those three men that you see right there. That was Bettis, Parker, and Farron Haynes. 136 yards per game, 7th in the league, with 6 rushing touchdowns as well. Well, Jerome Bettis getting towards the end of what has been, no doubt, a Hall of Fame career for the Bus, but he's still a valuable short yardage back in between the tackles. But he is getting less than half of the carries as Willie Parker has emerged. 113 carries for Parker on the season. He's the leading rusher for the Steelers, 539 yards and 3 touchdowns, averaging 4.8 yards per carry. And the Steelers' running game is not going to have to worry about that man right there, Ray Lewis. He, along with Ed Reed, two of the stalwart defensive players on what has always been a feared Ravens defense, are both out with injury tonight. Lewis has a thigh injury, and Reed, the strong safety, an ankle injury. They will both be in street clothes tonight when they take on the Steelers. And that's bad news for the Ravens, who come in beat up, and the Steelers looking to put a whooping on them at home. Each NFL team starts a game with 11 players on the field. The game begins with a kickoff, and each squad's special teams unit participates in this play. If the team receiving the kick does not score on that first play and does not turn the ball over upon the play ending, they then begin their first offensive possession. At this time, each team substitutes its players, bringing in their 11 offensive or defensive starters. Typically, each team has 3 separate and unique 11-man units that make up the team: the special teams, the offense, and the defense. The total roster size in the NFL is limited to 45 players. Substitutions are limitless and allowed during a stoppage in play. Just moments away from the opening kickoff, Monday Night Football on ESPN. Heinz Field in Pittsburgh will be the site where the Steelers will look to get a little closer to first place in the NFC North Division. Let's look at the quarterback comparison tonight. Anthony Wright, who did not begin the season as a starter in Baltimore. Kyle Bowler did, but has since come in and had, well, mixed results, to say the least. Ben Roethlisberger, on the other hand, is probably the best quarterback to throw the least in the entire NFL. Only 100 passes thrown in 5 starts this season, but he is getting the most out of it, averaging 10 yards per attempt, 9 touchdowns, only 1 interception, and he's winning just about every time he steps out on that football field. And there is Anthony Wright, and we saw the numbers for him on the season, a 73 rating, and he's thrown for almost 1,200 yards, 5 touchdowns, and those 7 interceptions. The Ravens quarterback position has been in a state of disarray.
Football? Let's go! Let's go! Go Steelers! Let's go!
What a Halloween costume and performance by that Bill Cowher lookalike. The Ravens and Steelers kick it off coming up.
Hurricane Katrina has ravaged Mississippi, Louisiana, and Alabama, places that we call home. Hundreds of thousands of people have been affected,
including our own family and friends. The road to recovery will be long and hard.
But we can all join together to help these communities rebuild.
Donate to the American Red Cross. Don't sit on the sidelines. The victims of Hurricane Katrina need our support.
ESPN welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League.
Monday Night Football, the Ravens and Steelers from Heinz Field in Pittsburgh. Mark Brown with you for now from our ESPN studios. As always, we're going to send you out to Al Michaels, John Madden, for the call of this one. A little help from Sam Ryan. And the Steelers at 4-2 are a full game behind Cincinnati in the NFC North. And here's a look at our statistical rankings of these teams. Their rushing defenses are fairly similar. The Ravens have an outstanding pass defense, first in the league, and total defense number 2 overall. It's not surprising. The offense, though, the Steelers hanging in there at 20th overall, but 7th in running the football. That's what they want to do, run the football and stop you. And they do a very good job of that. Their 4-2 record has them within a game of Cincinnati, who is atop the NFC North. But remember, Pittsburgh beat Cincinnati last week. The terrible towels are out in Pittsburgh. We're going to send you out there for the opening kickoff. Al Michaels and John Madden with the call from Heinz Field.
Not bad.
And here go the Steelers to take the ball because Aaron Elling to put it in the air. We're underway. And back to receive it at the 9-yard line, Ricardo Coakley. Coakley brings it back out to the 22-yard line. Adalius Thomas makes the tackle. Ben Roethlisberger, we saw him 3 weeks ago on Monday Night Football. At the end of the game, he was hurt, and it looked like it could be a season-ending injury, but it was simply a bruise and stretched ligaments. He did not play the following week against Jacksonville. They lost. Tommy Maddox was the quarterback, but he did come back last week and played the entire game, though he threw only 14 passes. That's all he needed to throw in the win over Cincinnati.
And we expect him tonight to start passing right off the bat on this first play of the game.
2 tight end set. That's Hines Ward, their leading receiver, the man in motion, number 86. And they go right to work on play action. And he has to check off underneath, and he hits Willie Parker, the running back, out of the backfield. Gain of 7. Let's take a look at the Pittsburgh offense.
Ben Roethlisberger, Miami University.
Willie Parker, North Carolina Tar Heels.
Antoine Randall, Indiana.
Hines Ward, Georgia. Jeremy Tooman, Michigan. Heath Miller, Virginia.
Marvell Smith, Arizona State. Alan Faneca, Louisiana State University.
Jeff Hardings, Penn State University.
Kendall Simmons, Auburn.
Max Starks, Florida Gators.
So Heath Miller introduced himself, the tight end, and he's made a big splash. Rookie out of Virginia, who's already caught 4 touchdown passes this season. On 2nd and short, Roethlisberger steps up and throws, and Hines Ward is there to make the catch. The Ravens say no, but the officials say yes. Chad Williams with the coverage, and it's a first down.
You know, that's the thing that Ben Roethlisberger does so well, is move in the pocket. You know, we talked about this the last time, that, you know, he's so big, he's 250 pounds, and you think that he would be a stationary quarterback. There is nothing stationary about Ben Roethlisberger.
Brian Billick, and I'm sure his coaches upstairs saw that and may have said you could challenge it. If they did, he's chosen not to, and that's Willie Parker on first down, picking up 6 through the middle. Let's take a look at the Baltimore defense.
Jared Johnson, Alabama.
Kelly Gregg, Oklahoma. Maake Kemueltu, Utah.
T. Sizzles, A-State.
Adalis Thomas, Rockford Elementary.
Tommy Polly, Florida State.
Bart Scott, Southern Illinois.
Chris McAllister, University of Arizona.
Chad Wheaton, University of Southern Mississippi.
Will Demps, San Diego State.
Samai Rowe, Florida State.
a guy who's very familiar, who doesn't get introduced because he's not in the starting lineup, is Deion Sanders. But Deion comes in these situations. 2nd down and 4, covering the slot receiver. And the ball is given to the Bus, who makes an early appearance. Willie Parker's been the starter, and the Bus has been coming on normally toward the end of the first quarter, as he did last week against Cincinnati. But an early ride for Jerome tonight.
Yeah, I was talking to Jerome Bettis about this the other night, and he does this as well as anyone. Make someone miss when they get penetration. This is a tough thing. You know, usually when a defensive lineman gets penetration, that back is thrown for a loss. But Jerome Bettis, by spinning, you know, at least can get back to the line of scrimmage. He's always looking to make that move in a short space.
And out of the shotgun, he stays in, flanking Roethlisberger on 3rd and 2 from the 44-yard line. Bettis stays in the block, and the pass is caught. Not the best pass that Roethlisberger could throw, but when you throw in to Hines Ward, he's able to adjust, reach out, and make the catch with Samari Rolle on the coverage.
Yeah, you'll see this is from what they call bunch, and they get the 3 receivers together. Hines Ward is the inside guy. The 2 outside guys run in, and Hines Ward runs out, and it forms a normal pick.
Willie Parker back in at running back. They call him Fast Willie Parker out of North Carolina. And what a splash he's made this year. And he gets ridden down here by Tommy Polley with Ray Lewis out. Tommy Polley moves from outside linebacker to the middle in the spot normally occupied by Lewis, and there is Ray and Civies with the hamstring.
I tell you, when you take a Ray Lewis and an Ed Reed out of your defense, that's your middle linebacker and your safety. It's also the heart and soul of your defense. I'm not sure which one's the heart and which one's the soul, but they're 2 of the biggest defensive players in the league.
And they're also missing the starting end, the defensive end, Anthony Weaver, who is also inactive. 2nd down and 5 from the 46. Roethlisberger throwing to the outside, and that's caught. And Hines Ward has already grabbed 3 tonight, and Chris McAllister is there to stop him. But Hines Ward, who caught 3 all week last week in Cincinnati, has caught 3 in the first couple of minutes of the game tonight.
And you know, if you're a receiver on this Steeler team and you're going to get your receptions, you better get them early. Because when the Steelers get a lead, Bill Cowher will just shut it down and run the ball, and Hines Ward knows that. If I'm going to get it, I better get him right off the bat.
Bill Cowher is like a great relief pitcher. He gets a lead, and he knows how to sit on it and take it all the way to the finish line.
Roethlisberger likes this. He's 4 for 4.
Yeah. And he's going to go deep here. And the pass is too deep, intended for Ward. Ward covered by Samari Rolle, and Ben took a shot that time. Jarrett Johnson, number 95, came in to whack him.
You know, it's interesting. Rex Ryan is the defensive coordinator of the Ravens, and he says everything that he's going to do defensively is stop the run. He said if they're going to beat us, they're not going to beat us with the run. So he's ganging up on the line of scrimmage, ganging up on the run, and therefore there's some passing opening here for the Steelers.
And you saw Roethlisberger as he came out of the huddle. He's feeling the effects of that hit by Jarrett Johnson. 2nd down and 10 at the 32-yard line. Hands the ball to Willie Parker. Nice cutback move there. Working to the inside, taking it to the 28-yard line. They picked up Deuce Staley last year from Philadelphia. They have Jerome Bettis, of course, who's winding down his spectacular Hall of Fame career. And then Parker's a kid who really came out of nowhere, not used that much when he played his college ball at North Carolina, special teams guy. And then he had a chance to show what he could do. And Bill Cowher kept saying, hey, this guy's pretty good.
Bill Cowher has never had one like Willie Parker because he's never had a running back with that kind of speed.
The 3rd down back is Veron Hayes. He is in as part of the double slot here. Then the pass goes to the outside. Antoine Randall L. And Randall L. thrusting forward in the grasp of Adalius Thomas and very close to a first down.
You know, we showed earlier where they ran that bunch and threw the ball to Hines Ward. He was the inside guy and ran it out. This one, they have the bunch over to this side, and they're going to throw a screen to it. You see the bunch here. Randall L. just starts back. All the other 3 start in a screen protection.
The chain gang on the other side of the field, they were ready to move the chains and signal a first down, but it's very close, and they're going to measure. because the ball is at about the 22.5-yard line. That's about where the sticks are. In the meantime, we've got to keep an eye on Roethlisberger. He took that hit, and he hasn't looked right since.
No, just as he was coming off the field there, he looked like he was limping.
And he's grimacing. Here's the hit. We'll take a look after the measurement. The hit by Jarrett Johnson about 3 plays ago. Very close. Cowher's there for a look, and it's that close. So now if you're Cowher, you're going to go for a 41-yard field goal or go for it on 4th down. Here's the hit.
Jarrett Johnson is number 95 right there. As Ben Roethlisberger went down, he looked like he kind of grabbed that right knee a little. I think that's where he's been limping, but he's fine, and they're going for it on 4th down.
Well, when you have the bus, and we'll wait for them to break the huddle, he's one guy who can do it. But the bus right now, yep, there he is. On 3rd and 1 and 4th and 1, he is money. 4th and inches. And it's Roethlisberger who's going to do it himself, and he leans across the yellow line for a 1st down.
I don't think Bill Cowher noticed that hit that he had just taken about 3 plays ago, and that's the old shortest distance, and you can, give it to your tailback who's 7 yards deep, or you can take it and give it to the quarterback who's right on the line of scrimmage. And when you have a guy like Ben Roethlisberger and an offensive line like Alan Faneca and Harding's in there, that's not a bad play.
Opening drive of the game. That's 4 first downs for the Pittsburgh Steelers. From the 22. To the right he goes. Hines Ward makes his 4th catch of the drive and gets forced out of bounds by Chris McAllister with a late hit as well. So that's going to tack on half the distance to the goal line and make it 1st and goal.
And the Steelers are really coming out with a razzle-dazzle here, aren't they? Their running game is so effective.
Foul. Unnecessary roughness. Number 57, defense, late hit out of bounds. Half the distance to the goal, automatic 1st down.
Pete Morelli, the referee. That's Bart Scott, special teams guy who gets to start at outside backer when Polly moves inside for Lewis.
But you see, he runs a fake play, a fake run to the left, then he bootlegs out to the right. He has the defense all going to his left, and then Hines Ward is open back here in the backside. And as you say, Bart Scott comes in and hits him late out of bounds.
Hines Ward 4 catches, and each one has been good for a 1st down. Now Bettis is in the backfield, but Roethlisberger will take a timeout. A drive that's consumed about half the quarter. 1st and goal when we come back.
ESPN Sport Legends presents Oscar Robertson. Oscar Robertson proved his basketball greatness for all time when he averaged a triple-double, 31 points, 12.5 rebounds, and 11 assists for the entire 1962 NBA season. No other player has cleared that bar.
I said Michael had like 6 or 7 triple-doubles, and he thought that was great. I said, well, I played against a guy named Oscar Robertson that averaged a triple-double for an entire year, 82 games. Now, if that was great, how good was Oscar?
He averaged a triple-double for a whole season. I could never compare it to that. I really found out how good Oscar Robertson was when I was trying to accomplish the same feats as him.
You knew where he was going to go. You knew exactly what he was going to do, but you couldn't stop him. That's greatness.
As if 86 years wasn't enough, another team with Sox as their last name conquered their first title in 88 years. With an outstanding postseason record of 11-1, the Chicago White Sox ran, hit, and outpitched the opposition into submission. With names like Besetnik, Konechko, Contreras, and Dye. Congratulations to the Chicago White Sox, winners of the 2005 World Series. And you saw it here on ESPN.
The NBA season tips off this week on ESPN. Don't miss our Wednesday night matchup. The Milwaukee Bucks visiting the New Jersey Nets. Check the time in your area of the world. NBA Wednesday.
red zone this year. Last year, as you can see, the Steelers ranked near the bottom of the league. Much better this year. They've gotten in 62% of the time into the end zone. The Ravens, meanwhile, have not allowed a point this season on any opponent's first drive. But right now, the Steelers, who started this drive at the 21-yard line, have a first and goal from the 5. And Jerome Bettis will go nowhere. Tackled at the line of scrimmage. Polly and Scott converge on the hit there. Second down and goal.
You know, and Rex Ryan and his defense is still playing the run, and that's why Ben Roethlisberger on this drive has been 6 for 7, because they're stacked in there to stop the run. And I think if you give them any type of run play action, you're going to have someone wide open. Not on third down. If you're going to do that, you better do it on this down.
Rex Robbs, the defensive coordinator at Oakland. The legendary Buddy Ryan looking on in Kentucky. On second down and goal, Roethlisberger is going to sprint to his left, and he's going to be taken down. He does have the presence of mind as he gets hit from behind by Suggs to wrap up the football to keep it, because that's one of those situations where you have a sack or a takedown and a fumble as well. The new Suggs was coming from behind and was able to tuck the ball in.
And that's the thing that Ben Roethlisberger does. He really protects the ball, takes care of it. And as you say, he knows right here. He goes, he had plenty of time, he pumped, he had no one open. And then that clock says, hey, Suggs is going to be right behind me. I better put the ball in front of me and protect it.
Well, he sneaked an early peek at Suggs. Third down and goal from the 5-yard line. Roethlisberger to the end zone, and wide open for the touchdown is Heath Miller. We talked about Miller after the intro, the #1 draft choice out of Virginia, who has now caught 5 touchdown passes this season.
And he's really helped this team in 2 areas. One, catching the ball in the middle of the field and down here. You're going to see him in motion. He starts in motion, then he comes back. He's right here, and he just comes right up. He does a little stutter step right there and then gets behind the defender, Will Demps.
Jeff Reed for the point after. Chris Gardocki will hold. So it's a perfect first drive, a long drive. There's a flag down. It consumes almost 9 minutes. And Brian Billick's offense has yet to get on the field. His defense is ranked 2nd in the league overall, 2nd only to Tampa Bay. Here's the penalty.
Offside, number 46, defense. Penalty being forced on the kickoff. The try is good.
That's B.J. Ward. 6:03 left in the opening quarter. The Pittsburgh Steelers go 79 yards in almost 9 minutes. 7-0.
Hollywood has the Academy Awards. Now poker has the Royal Flush Awards, better known as the Flushies. 2004 was the year that the highlight culture invaded poker, raising the ante on post-hand celebrations. Greg Ramers may have been the biggest. Matthias Anderson, the loudest. There was one other performance, however, that Flushies could not ignore. With entrances so grand, reactions so spectacular, and perhaps the best line ever spoken after getting busted.
If there weren't luck involved, I guess I'd win every one.
Phil Hellmuth turned in a transcendent performance in 2004, earning him the Flushie for Performance of the Year.
End of interview.
Beautiful shot from above, and the aerial coverage is being brought to you by Budweiser Select. Now, the only thing the Steelers have to worry about right now is Ben Roethlisberger, who took a couple of shots on that drive. One lower body, and on the touchdown pass to his wrist, and he, during the commercial break, has gone back to the locker room after that 9-minute drive. B.J. Sands is back to receive. Baltimore's going to touch the ball for the first time in the game. It's a short kick, fielded at the 15. Sands, one of the best run-back guys in the league, takes it to the 27-yard line. So we finally get to see Wright. Meanwhile, as the offensive line goes over things for the Pittsburgh Steelers, their quarterback is back in the locker room, at least for the moment.
When you speak of a club's special teams unit, you begin with a place kicker. He boots the ball off a tee from his team's own 30-yard line. The second player you mention is the returner. This is the player receiving the kick on the opposite end of the field. The returner's objective is to run the ball back across the goal line that the kicking team is defending. This is a rare feat to pull off, so establishing field position close to or beyond the 50-yard line is desired and creates a great advantage to his team's offensive unit. If the kick goes through the returning team's end zone or the returner takes a knee in the end zone, his offense receives the ball at their own 20-yard line. If a fair catch is called, the kicking team cannot touch the returner and the ball is downed where the catch is made. If it is kicked out of bounds, the receiving team gets the ball 30 yards from where it was kicked or where the ball went out of bounds, the more advantageous of the two. Once the ball has gone 10 yards or is touched by the receiving team, it's a free ball.
Scott? Mm-hmm. Did you possibly switch chairs with me?
No, not me.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Good luck finding your chair, LeBron.
Okay. Okay.
John, this could be any night in Oakland, but you know it's Halloween night in Pittsburgh.
No, they're great. you know, they didn't allow any masks, though, because I was looking earlier and I was thinking, geez, there's no masks here, and they didn't allow any in the stadium.
From the 27-yard line, I wasn't aware of that. From the 27, Anthony Wright goes back to pass, and Wright throws, and that is caught, and paying the price right away is number 85, Derek Mason, the ex-Titan. Let's take a look at the offense for the Ravens.
Anthony Wright, South Carolina.
Jamal Lewis, University of Tennessee.
Justin Green, University of Montana.
Randy Himes, Grambling State.
Derek Mason, Mumford High School.
Todd Heap, Arizona State University.
Jonathan Ogden, UCLA.
Edwin Mulitalo, Arizona.
Mike Flynn, University of Maine.
Kedrick Vincent, the University of Mississippi.
Orlando Brown, SC State.
As in South Carolina State, helping to lead the way here, as Jamal Lewis is the ball carrier. Lewis had the second greatest season in NFL rushing history 2 years ago, but this year he comes into the game averaging 2.9 yards per carry.
And again, I think that is because they have no deep pass threat, and every defense is just loading up against the run against these Ravens. On that second down, they went on a quick count. They kind of caught the Steelers standing around.
3rd down and 3 now from the 34-yard line. And they give it to Lewis, and Lewis picks up a lot more than 2.9 here. A little stiff arm, and out of bounds he goes, stiff arming Chris Hope. And so Jamal Lewis, who of course had a lot of things to deal with, ankle surgery in the offseason, plea bargained in a case in which he wound up spending 4 months in a minimum security prison in Florida, 2 months at a halfway house in Atlanta, came to training camp, subject this week of a contract dispute as it's played out in the media. He says, hey, listen, it's great for everybody to have all these excuses for my performance, but they don't wash. I just got to do it. I got to run harder. Right, back to throw, over the middle. That's caught. 35-yard line by Derek Mason. And Mason, the big offseason acquisition from the Tennessee Titans, gets them deep into Pittsburgh territory.
Yeah, and that's exactly what the Ravens have to do. The Steelers came on a blitz. You know, they like to blitz the middle. They cross those 2 inside linebackers. So when they do that, that means that they're going to be man-to-man out there. Derek Mason does a nice job of running that pattern. He bends in a little before he comes to the inside. You bend in to hold the corner, and then you start on your in and run away from it.
31-yard reception. Chester Taylor now comes into the game at running back. He has played sparingly, but well, he's averaging 6 yards per carry. And Wright's going to go to the end zone, and the pass is thrown out of bounds, intended for Patrick Johnson. 2nd down. Let's take a look at the Pittsburgh defense.
Aaron Smith, Northern Colorado.
Casey Hampton, Texas.
Chemo Vaughn Oldhoffen, Boise State.
Clark Higgins, Colorado State.
James Ferrier, UVA.
Larry Foote, Detroit Westside Cubs. Joey Porter, Colorado State.
Ike Taylor, Louisiana Lafayette.
Troy Polamalu, Southern California.
Chris Hope, the Florida State Seminole. Deshae Townsend, University of Alabama.
2nd and 10. John, you suggested they're going to have to get the ball down the field tonight. That's exactly what they've done on this opening drive. 2nd down and 10. Wright looking, throws underneath this time. Second off. Catch made by Daniel Wilcox for a short gain.
You know, I like the way they're starting out because, you know, it's not just run Jamal Lewis, run Jamal Lewis, run Jamal Lewis, but it's run Jamal Lewis and then pass and then, you know, the short pass and then the deeper in, those types of things. Go for a shot in the end zone. Those are all the things that the Ravens haven't been doing. And the Steelers aren't going to be defending.
Pittsburgh had a 15-play opening drive resulting in a touchdown. This is the Ravens' 7th play on the drive. Wright in the shotgun. 3rd down and 4. And Wright's going to take a timeout, and it's a good thing he got that call because the ball was snapped, and that superseded the snap. Wright turned away. The ball was snapped, but the timeout had been called. 3rd and 4 when we come back.
ESPN Sport Legends presents Willie Shoemaker. Willie Shoemaker seemed born to ride horses. He impressed all in the racing world.
His numbers were really spectacular right from the start.
He was a perfectly formed man who weighed 98 pounds his entire riding career. That was a great advantage for him, by the way. He never had to diet, so he had his full strength all the time.
Shoemaker guided 8,833 winners, a world record that would stand until 1999. In 42 years, Shoemaker won 11 Triple Crown races and 1,009 stakes races. In his final days, Shoemaker lived as a paraplegic following a terrible car accident. He died in his sleep on October 12, 2003.
Shoe told me once, and I really believe it, that he always communicated better with horses than he ever did with people.
Baltimore on its opening drive with 2:51 to go in the period, down 7-0 after the timeout. 3rd down and 4. 2 tight ends and Jamal Lewis, the running back in this set, at the 15-yard line. Wright had lined up in the shotgun. Now he's under center. He gets good protection. He lost it to the corner of the end zone, and the flag is thrown. The pass is incomplete, but you're going to get an interference call here on a pass intended for the tight end Todd Heap, or it might be illegal contact. Let's wait and see.
Holding. Number 26, defense. 5-yard penalty, automatic first down.
And Deshae Townsend grabbed him. What he did is Todd Heap made a move on him, and he got faked out. And when he got faked out, he just grabs him. What's right here? You see, he did a little stop and go, and as he stops, he really had him beaten. And Deshae Townsend just put that right hand out there.
Defensive foul results automatic first down. They only needed 4 anyway. It's first down at the 10-yard line. They can get a first down without a touchdown. Just outside the 10. Lewis. 2.5 tuck yards to close to the 7-yard line. Joey Porter, 55, in on the stop.
You know, Jamal Lewis was telling us last night that he has to run more physical. And that's the same thing Brian Billick kept saying. You know, he has to be more physical. He has to run more physical. And in those first few runs, I would say he's running pretty physical.
Looks good tonight. Again, averaging less than 3 yards per carry coming in. He's out of the game right now. Chester Taylor, 4th-year back out of Toledo, is in. It is 2nd down and 7 from just outside the 7. Right to the outside and too high. Intended that time for Derek Mason, who gets shoved down at the end. Anthony Wright was going to be the number 2 quarterback with Lewis over on the bench. Kyle Bowler with turf toe. Of course, it sounds like a minor injury, but anybody who's had it knows it's about a 2-month deal these days. And for Bowler, that's what it's been. He hopes to play in a couple of weeks. But Wright, who started his career here in Pittsburgh in '99, though he did not get into a game, and there is Bowler, then went to Dallas, has played in a couple of Monday night games, And now with the Ravens, he's their starter. 3rd down and 7, at least until Bowler gets healthy. And the whistle had blown before the snap. Play clock, I think, ran out. They had a delay call here.
Delay of game. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Remains 3rd down.
Yeah, you could see the play clock going down. Yeah, it's right up there on the right.
Wright's looking right at it.
Yeah, he is, and it's one of those things that you have to know, and if you have motion, it gets close, then you have to call motion off, and and do all those things. And Anthony Wright didn't get it done, and that's one of the tough things playing on the road. Getting the snap off on time.
Now you've got 3rd and 12 from the 13-yard line.
Correction, please set the game clock to 2:01.
Which they've done. If you're just picking this up, the Steelers had an 8-minute and 50-second first drive. What Brian Billick is saying, in addition to raise the roof, is put the play clock at 25, which they have done.
Yeah,
and this is Baltimore's first possession.
Right, the play clock was at 10.
Right.
And now it's getting down again. It's at 15 right now, and Anthony Wright wasn't even in the huddle yet. So they can't do motion. They can't do any movement on this play. They have to get the ball snapped.
3rd and 12, and there's your play clock. They snap it at 1. Wright moves to the outside, buys time, throws